Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be telling you a story time video of a time I went to my first party. Technically it was by accident because I didn't know. Okay, anyway. So a few years back I was about 16, maybe about 16 years old, and one of my friends wanted me to stay the night with another friend, with her. So I thought it was a sleepover. I didn't know anything of it. I just thought, okay, we're going to go stay the night with this other friend, and we're going to have fun. It's going to be a girls' night. So we get there, and, the other friend asked if we had any money. The money that my friend had, she gave her some of it, so they can get alcohol or whatever. And I had never thought to go to a party like that. I would never have thought that. So, I remember, sitting there, and one of her relatives had bought us, 2 20-ounce bottles of pop. We both got Mountain Dew. She got red Mountain Dew, and I got just regular Mountain Dew, and I was like, I wasn't going to ask for Mountain Dew, but then I was like, okay, I'll just take one, because she was offering, and she bought it for me. So when we get there, after the girl asks us everything like that, she's like, oh, there's going to be a party tonight. And I look at my friend, and I was like, are you serious? It's a party? I don't want to do this. I really didn't. I didn't want to do this. I'm not the type of person to party. So we all, it was getting dark, and everybody was getting alcohol. There was, plenty of people there. There was, my friend, some guys, and, there was literally 3 girls out of all of them. The rest of them were guys. And there was this one guy, and I forget his name. I'm not going to say his name anyway. But he was I had a crush on him kind of because I thought he was cute. And there was another guy I thought was cute. But, so I was sitting there, and I did not drink. I did not do anything that they were doing. I made that Mountain Dew last all night, literally. And so everybody was getting drunk. I was literally the only sober one in the house. I did not want to do anything. I was just don't talk to me. I don't know you people. I don't want nothing to do with you. So this boy, basically the one that I liked, I was kind of stalking him, not really stalking him, but I was basically following him around because I wanted to date him. And found out that he asked the girl out that was throwing a party or whatever. He asked her out. And I guess they were dating, and then I literally fell apart. I was like, okay, that's messed up. And he gave me a bracelet. I remember it was a green energy type bracelet, and he gave it to me, and it ended up breaking years later. I had that for 2 years, and then it broke. And I wore it for literally 2 years. And then it broke. But, so after it broke or whatever, I was devastated a little bit. And when we were at this party or whatever, everybody was drinking, everybody was outside smoking weed and, all of this, and I'm just sitting in a house, and the house was dirty, and her aunt was coming home in a few hours. So I was and they did this, I think they did this without her knowing, I'm not really sure, but I know that it was just weird. So everybody was leaving around beer bottles and everything, and the dude that I ended up liking helped me clean. I was cleaning up all the mess because I was just okay, this is too much. You people are disgusting. You're just leaving everything all over the floors and all over the tables and all of this. And there was even an older lady there who was supplying them with weed or something, and she was an older woman. I forget her name, but I'm gonna call her Beth. So this woman Beth, and she was sober, but she was drinking, and So she was sitting there, me and her were talking, and I was just telling her how, like, she's like, don't you drink? I was like, no, I don't drink. I don't do any of that, so I'm not going to. And she just basically just started drinking more and doing things with those guys, and then she ended up leaving. And then, I was sitting on the couch, and after I got done cleaning the living room, because I was just like, this is gross, like, I'm gonna clean the living room, I'm gonna get all this done, and, like, and then I'm just gonna sit back down. So I clean all the stuff up, and I'm sitting down, and I look outside, and there's a cop, and everybody was like, cop, shh, act cool. So I'm just sitting there, I'm just staring, I'm just looking out the window, like, glancing out the window, and the older boy who was throwing the party went out and was talking to the cop. I guess the cop got a noise complaint, and he was coming down and he was checking. So basically, everybody was plastered except me, and I was literally the only sober one. So if somebody went out to talk to the cop, it would have been me. It should have been me, not the one that was sober, or not the one that's drunk. But the cop ends up leaving, and everybody scattered all over the house. There was people outside, there was people inside, there was people everywhere. So, that night, like, I went outside, I was, like, following this other guy around, I was trying to hang out with my friend and her friend, and I was just, like, being left by myself, and I'm just like, you know what, I came here to, like, hang out with you guys, but then you guys are leaving me, like, really? So, basically, I was, like, the sad lost puppy at the whole party. And so I was basically following these two around and also trying to stalk the boy that I liked. And basically, like, I wasn't getting anywhere, and the dude ended up running. He got sad or got upset about something, and he ran home. And I was just like, I was just walking, and I was like following him, not following him, but I just started taking a walk, because I was like, you know what, I don't want to be in this house anymore. Cops were just here. I think I'm just going to walk. I think I'm just going to go take a walk. So I go and take a walk. I take a walk halfway down the street. I turn around and I go back. And I'm outside, and I go over to the gazebo in the side of the house, and I was like sitting there, and they all start smoking weed. I was like, okay, this is gross. I'm just going to leave. So I'm leaving. The other girl was like smoking weed with him or whatever, and then so I go back in the house, and I'm sitting there, and all the people, like, towards the end of the party were like all starting to leave, and it was me, my friend, her friend, the guy that I guess they ended up like one of the guys I liked, and me were all in the same room. Well, my friend and her friend went into another room, and I fell asleep on the floor by the TV and the window. Because, like, here was the TV, here was the window, literally, and I fell asleep right here in between both of them. So I woke up, and apparently, I fell asleep in the same room with the guy who the other girl was talking to. Basically, dating or whatever. And I literally was like, oh my god, I just woke up in the same room as the guy. And I guess he got up and he left and he went into the living room. So I was still asleep, and he woke up and he literally went into he went into the living room and slept in there. And like, I was just like, okay, thank God he's gone. Like, I can sleep peacefully. I ended up waking up like sooner than anybody else, and the aunt was home that night, but before I fell asleep, I left that a little bit apart. So that night, later on, after the party was starting to die down, the aunt and her boyfriend came home, and they were like a little bit drunk, but they weren't completely drunk, and the boyfriend was like in the kitchen, and all the guys were standing there like, oh, I want, you guys should do the hot sauce challenge, like, do this, take a spoonful of hot sauce and see if you can hold it down. And everybody was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. So you know what I did? I was like, here, let me see it. He's like, you sure? I was like, yeah, just give it to me. So I sit there and I just drink the thing of hot sauce. And I'm just sitting there like, because it didn't burn. It did not burn. And I was just sitting there, like, it was hot sauce. Like, it was really hot. It had no label, and it was, like, really hot. So I was like, I was just sitting there, and they're like, really? If a girl can take a whole thing of like a lid of hot sauce, you guys should too. So I ended up getting hiccups after a while, because hot stuff gives me hiccups. So all the guys start doing it, and they're freaking out. Like, they're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And there was no milk, no nothing. So they were like trying to get stuff and trying to get their tongues to cool down and everything, and it was just awful. Like, it was hilarious. And then and then my friend done it, and then she was like asking for water or something, and something happened, and we ended up getting into a water fight. But then I ended up getting mad at her because like she sprayed water in my face and I didn't like it, so it made me upset. And she was drunk, like plastered. And when I say plastered, I mean legit plastered. Like, they poured liquor or whatever the shit was and put it in her pop, and she drank all of it. And I'm just sitting here thinking, oh my god, like, you're drunk and you're sitting there being mean to me. She would always punch me. Like, she'd punch me in the middle, like, during the whole party. She'd punch my arm. And I'm just like, okay, this is starting to hurt. I'm going to stay away from you a little bit because you're a little abusive when you're drunk. So I basically, like, waited till she, like, went and, like, calmed down or whatever. And then after the party, everybody, like, fell asleep. And then the next morning I woke up. I was the first one up out of all of the people that were at the party. And the aunt had brought home McDonald's. Like, literally brought home double cheeseburgers. So she gave me, like, 2 of them. And then she bought, like, everyone one. And then she bought a case of pop. And then I think it was like a case of Pepsi. Yeah, I think it was a case of Pepsi. And she had oatmeal cream pie, so she had just bought 2. So I had an oatmeal cream pie, 2 double cheeseburgers, and 2 cans of pop. And so I'm sitting there eating, and I'm waking up everybody else. Like, everybody else is getting woke up and saying, food, I need you guys to help clean this house and everything. So we all cleaned the house, we all ate and everything, and then we ended up going home that day. So basically, the moral of the story is, if you are 16 or if you are any age, don't go to a party, especially if you don't know. If your friend is having a sleepover or having a sleepover or something like that, and nothing really happens except a party, don't go. Like, call your parent and tell them, come get me. I don't want to do this. I didn't have a phone. I couldn't call. So I was stuck there regardless. I didn't have a phone. She did, and she wouldn't let me use it. So, but what I'm trying to say is, don't party. It's not fun. Especially if you do go to a party, don't drink. Don't do anything that they do. It is not a good thing. It's something you don't want to follow. Just don't do what they do. Okay? I hope you guys like this video. If you do, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and to my vlog channel and to my character channel. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.